In this video, we're going to talk about why you must be your biggest fan and cheerleader. So guys, this is what you want to remember. Life is going to throw you curveballs. Things are going to happen. But the most important thing I want you to remember is that you need to be the one cheering yourself on through those moments. So one thing I want to remind you or teach you is that the only person guaranteed to be with you forever is yourself. Not your partner, not your parents, not your kids. No one's guaranteed to be with you forever except yourself. That is why it's so important that you become self-sufficient, self-reliant, because you're the only one who's responsible for your happiness, and you have the power to make yourself happy regardless of the stuff on the outside. So you need to realize that your support system needs to be you. Now, is it nice if your partner is supportive and your kids are supportive and your parents are supportive? Yeah, it's nice, but can we rely on that? No. And that's why I want you to get really good at being the support system you need. So I'll give you an example of something that happened to me many, many years ago when I first started my coaching business. I was creating a website. I hired a web developing company. They were creating a website for me. And my web developer said, Con, you really need to have a video on your website. And the video needs to really explain what you do and how you work and what your approach is. So in good business fashion, and because obviously I wanted to do anything that would help my clients understand what I do, I said, yes, of course I'll do the video. But this was like a long, long time ago. I was super young. I never did video before. And so I didn't know what to expect. So I just said, yes, I'll definitely do the video, set it up. The morning of the shoot, I get ready, I do my hair, I do my makeup. I went to cosmetology school in high school, so I know how to do that. That was easy, that was done. And what happens is, the morning of the shoot, the camera crew comes, right? Obviously, they're recording me do a video. There's going to be a camera crew. So a camera crew comes to my house. They set up all the cameras because they have different cameras for different angles. They set up all the lighting. And this is basically in the dining room of my condo where I used to live. So I'm seeing this setup and I'm like, wow, this is really interesting. It's a lot. And so, you know, they sit me down. They're like, Con, you're going to sit here. And then what happens is they said, we're going to count down. And then when we count down, you're going to start talking. Now, guys, again, I've never spoken to a camera before. I never did video. I've done public speaking, but still different. So I sit down, they count back. I forget everything I'm about to say. Now, guys, I was so uncomfortable. I was so mortified. I was so embarrassed because I couldn't think about what I was going to say because I was so worried about what people were thinking. You know, I was so worried about what I look like. I was so worried about just being uncomfortable that I totally did not remember anything. So as I start to speak, I realize I cannot do this. I am not prepared. I don't know how to freaking do this. So what do? I start crying. I start crying because I was so uncomfortable. Now, guys, I will tell you, my old self would have felt really bad. So guys, remember, I already had my coaching business. I already knew how to start living life. I already know that, you know, life's going to throw you curveballs and it's really about how to navigate that and move forward. So I already knew how to handle it. It didn't mean it still wasn't uncomfortable. It just meant I had to bounce back from it faster because I know how this stuff works. So in that moment, I start crying. I feel like, oh my God. But I say to the camera crew, you know what? And they were very sweet. I said, guys, I'm just so not ready for this. I thought I was prepared. It's just not good. So they leave. Now, guys, at that moment, if it was my old self before my start loving life self, I would have been down on myself. I would have been mad at myself for not being prepared. I would have been mortified. And I said I was mortified before, but it was different. I would have been so mean to myself. But because I know I need to be my biggest fan and cheerleader, I had to do the opposite. So what did I do? I had to give myself some good, start loving life, positive self-talk. And what that looked like was, Con, you've never been in front of a camera before. The fact that you put yourself out of your comfort zone and the fact that you said yes to something that was scary. Like when they said, oh, you should do a video, I'm like, yeah, okay, sure thing, of course, because I want my business to thrive, right? And if that requires a video, I'll do a video. So I put myself outside my comfort zone. I said yes to something that was entirely new. I put myself in a new situation, which I didn't know what to expect. And so I had to really talk myself off the ledge of feeling bad and talk myself onto the fact that I was proud that I put myself in that position, and proud that I was able to even, sit there and whatever words I spewed or came out of my mouth, they were still me trying. And so after a good self-talk and me feeling better about it and me understanding that I could just prepare and do it again. Like it's, there was no big deal. There was no timeline. So what I did was I wanted to make a strong statement to the universe, because it's one thing to do self-talk and to talk yourself through it, but it's another thing to make a strong statement to the universe that I was really proud of myself. So I was thinking, what can I do? What can I do to like make myself feel really proud that I put myself in that situation and that I tried something new? So what do? I love ice cream. All right, so I'm not a big cake person, but I love ice cream. So I drove to the nearest Friendly's. Now, Friendly's is an ice cream shop I live on Long Island. I'm from New York. So Friendly's is like an ice cream shop that I absolutely love and adore. So I drove myself to the nearest Friendly's. I ordered not a 3-scoop, but a 5-scoop chocolate almond chip sundae. It was actually a Reese's peanut butter cup sundae with chocolate almond chip ice cream. And I got myself the biggest sundae. And what I did was, when I ate it, I was saying to the universe, I'm proud of myself that I am rewarding myself with a 5-scoop sundae, because I wanted to show and make a statement that I was proud of myself. And that's what life's about. And it sounds really strange. It's so not, this probably isn't the best example, but you get what I'm saying. You're going to have moments in life where you're not going to feel comfortable. And you're going to have moments in life that you might want to be mad at yourself, or you want to be down on yourself. And that's when you need to catch yourself, and you need to, give some positive self-talk and talk to yourself like you would talk to a best friend, and help them feel better, help you feel better. And number 2, think of something that you can do, like an action that you can do to really show a statement that you're proud of yourself. Maybe not get a 5-scoop ice cream sundae like I did, but do something that makes yourself feel rewarded for even trying and then getting through it. And guys, the most wonderful part about this story, and this is why I love to tell the story, and I probably have told every client this story about my website and video debacle, is that I'm doing this video now, right? So I was uncomfortable the first time I did it, but I wanted to do it and I wanted to get better at it. So what did I do? I practiced. And for some of you that don't know or have never done video before, it's very different to talk to a camera, because when you talk to a camera, it's like talking to nobody. When you're talking face to face to someone, it's much easier. You have that engagement. It's easy to talk. But when you're talking to a camera, you're literally talking to no one. So like right now, I'm literally talking to myself, to no one, to like this camera lens. And so it's a whole different feel. It's a whole different comfort level. It's just different. And so I prepared myself and I practiced just like I'm talking to you now. And I was able to get really good at it. And so what happens is, sometimes if there's something that you're really interested in and you want to get better at it, you just have to keep practicing. It doesn't mean in the beginning you're going to be great. It doesn't mean in the beginning you're not going to mess up like I did. You just want to make sure that you're kind to yourself. You give yourself credit for trying, and then you bounce back. And you bounce back by either saying, oh no, I never want to do this again because I just don't like it, which could have been a possibility, or oh no, this is something I wasn't prepared for. It's something that I feel like would be beneficial and I could enjoy if I got good at it, and then learn more and practice how to be better at it. And guys, when I say be your biggest fan and cheerleader, again, it's practicing a new habit of thinking. You live day in and day out. You're not going through your day thinking, oh, how could I cheer myself up? Oh, how could I support, how could I give supportive talk to myself right now? You're not thinking that. I get that. But what will happen is, the more you go through your day, the more aware you will become of your self-talk. The more aware you'll become of, am I being nice to myself in this moment? Or am I being hard on myself? And same thing if you're at work and your boss criticizes you. Again, My old self, when I worked in the beauty industry before I knew Start Living Life, I would be so hard on myself and I would feel bad and I would feel like I did something wrong and I would feel bad for probably a couple of days, where instead, if someone criticizes you, that's their deal, right? And whether you messed up or not, you're the one who has to be like, hey, dude, it's okay. You know what? Let's just move on. Let's just move on. You did okay. It's all right. So again, you need to be the one that supports yourself, because you're the only one. And if you only imagine the crap that you say to yourself up here, you would like be mortified, because I know I was, once I realized what I was saying to myself. And again, I'm just like everyone else. So being your biggest fan and cheerleader is the most important way to get happy. It's the most important way to practice and practice a new habit that once you start to do it, it becomes easier. I promise. Again, when I first started my coaching business and I did my self-talk to get myself through that whole website situation, it was not as easy as it is now for me, because I've been doing it for so long. And so that's what I want you to realize. Being your biggest fan or cheerleader is a new habit that you can pick up. And it's one I want you to start trying today, okay? Think of ways that you can be proud of yourself. Again, even if you mess up royally, even if, you mess up tomorrow, it's about how can you bounce back by the self-talk that you say to yourself. What nice things can you make yourself feel better about whatever happened, so you can start loving life again and again and again. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you found this helpful, please subscribe and hit the like button. That would be awesome. And stay tuned for more videos.